Praise be to Jesus. Good morning, everyone. Here are your most recent news briefs for September 6, 2018. A petition to hold Cardinal Mahony accountable for the abuse of some 500 victims by 34 clerics under his tenure as Archbishop of Los Angeles has already garnered more than 5,000 signatures. Clerical sex abuse that Mahony covered up for years has cost the Archdiocese more than $600 million, causing petitioners to question Pope Francis's so-called zero tolerance policy. Australia's Daily Telegraph has published an op-ed in which it is declared that Pope Francis must answer Archbishop Vigano's allegations that the Pope covered up for and promoted an abuser, or he must resign. Quote, "We need an honest explanation from the Pope or his resignation," unquote, wrote Miranda Devine in her September 1st column. In a remarkable, strongly worded video statement recorded before the release of Archbishop Carlo Maria Vigano's testimony, Bishop Thomas Daly of the Diocese of Spokane rebuked the forces at work in the Church in recent decades that tolerated and or covered up sexual abuse by clergy. Father Boniface Ramsey, the priest who for years alerted uninterested church officials about ex-Cardinal Theodore McCarrick preying on seminarians, appeared on CNN last week to discuss the scandal and the unanswered questions about sex abuse cover-up. Quote, "The church just wished it would go away," unquote, said Father Ramsey. Quote, "I'm sure that's the case," unquote. A group of Ave Maria University alumni has written an open letter to President Towie upbraiding him for diluting justice by publicly refusing to take seriously allegations that high-ranking prelates, including Pope Francis, covered up for and promoted sexual predators like ex-Cardinal Archbishop Theodore McCarrick. Mr. Towie, your RIF statement, published on the 29th of August, has distracted the lay faithful in this decisive hour by obscuring the truth of the scandal at hand, necessarily diluting justice, they wrote. You have exacerbated these great wrongs by issuing the RIF statement on behalf of our university, thereby employing the full weight of Ave Maria's moral teaching authority as a Catholic university. Full letter published below. A left-wing professor at Nova Scotia's St. Francis Xavier University is soliciting submissions for a pro-abortion art project, a call that has been picked up by several educational institutions in the United States. The posting lists several examples of possible contributions: first-hand abortion stories via text or audio, artwork, performances, films, and plays. Another option listed is, quote, making the abortion procedure visible, audible, and palatable in abortion support services. Casa Jesus, a now defunct Chicago seminary for Latin Americas, was founded under the late Cardinal Joseph Bernardine to recruit gay seminarians. Father John Lavers, who headed a top-level investigation at Holy Apostle Seminary in Hartford, Connecticut in 2012, confirmed with church militant that Bernardine led the vanguard in recruiting and funneling homosexuals from Latin America to seminaries in Chicago, some who were farmed out to other U.S. seminaries or who went on to be ordained priests for the Chicago Archdiocese. After a 7 month hiatus from Twitter, Cardinal Joseph Tobin is reactivating his account. He's being met with strong criticism due to his alleged knowledge of the sexual abuse of ex Cardinal Theodore McCarrick. Tobin, the Archbishop of Newark, New Jersey, suspended his account in February after tweeting, quote, "Supposed to be airborne in 10 minutes. Nighty night, baby. I love you," unquote. After the 2018 World Meeting of Families, a priest in Northern Ireland is vocally supporting the normalization of same sex marriage. He began the sermon, quote, "I think it is fair to say that contemporary understandings of marriage have changed considerably since our second reading by St. Paul was written," unquote. Pope Francis is said to have consulted canon lawyers, including pro gay Cardinal Coco Palmario, about inflicting canonical sanctions on whistleblower Archbishop Vigano, according to church historian Robert D. Mattei. Singapore Archbishop William Goh is beginning to doubt our church leaders as a consequence of the growing number of revelations about the homosexual scandals in the Western Church. Writing on Catholic.sg September 1st, Goh states that the credibility of the church leadership, which is constituted by the Pope and the bishops, has been greatly affected. He notices that the entire church is suffering, quote, "because of the wolves who have infiltrated the church in sheepskin," unquote. 1 week after thousands of Catholic laywomen signed a letter asking Pope Francis to respond to their questions about the Church's sexual abuse crisis, a group of Catholic laymen have penned their own letter to the Pope and American bishops, calling for an investigation into the Church's role in preventing sexual abuse. The letter is hosted on the website, quote, "Catholic Men United for Christ," unquote, but it is not sponsored by any group or organization. The signatories of the letter pledge to do some form of fasting on each Friday starting September 7th and continuing through 2018. And those are your most recent headlines, and enjoy your day, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.